But if someone walks in, you hit that record button, and that kind of covers everybody that's involved. And it might be a cost, but as someone else stated, if we start getting into lawsuits and disputes over basin, that racks up legal fees, and in the long run, it may be less expensive to invest in a recording system of some kind to just cover everyone that's involved. Then you've got basis and things you can refer to say, look, this is what happened, whether it's a matter of interpretation, you've got something to kind of cover yourselves.
Thank you. Anyone else?
If you wouldn't mind, Dave had I just am stunned that I just heard the constituents say that maybe it'd be better if we record and tape the drives. And you know what? I think she has a very good point there. Regardless of whether you guys got it together, it's obvious that you are together on this. I've watched for years as this has developed, and I think, all right, I'm looking for where you're coming from, but by every right, by every code, by every standard that I can think of, you don't have anything to do this property at all. Not in law, only in your minds. But you're going after it to very severe detriment from he needs this time to heal. And I'm telling you that because you should be ashamed. I don't want my friend to die because you guys decided to move on. And it just really upset me. Nobody's said this to you yet. 8 surgeries or more, since just this nonsense has started. And there's people that take it very seriously because we care very much. And that's what I wanted to say, is you people should feel ashamed. If you don't know how to, I know.
Larry Oley, 110 Clark Street, Holly, Michigan. I'm shocked when I heard tonight. All the meetings have been like this. And the main thing is, we built the foundation in 2012. We're to the 21st century. And you got 5 member trustees here, you got 8 people here. They're all there. 7 member crowd.
There's a note at the beginning of the minutes that says, tape of the meeting is garbled and very hard to understand and document. So I read the minutes with that in mind. And also, Jackie, I don't believe that you were at the meeting last month, so I'm sure that made it even that much more difficult for you. There are several corrections that I would have rather than going through each and every one of them and taking up the board's time and our guest time. I'll just highlight, there was one specific area under number 9, land division for tax purposes. Lines 17, 18, 19, and 20 really are a mischaracterization of what I said, and if anyone were using this as, the record, it would not be true to what I said. And just to double check, I know the Holly Express had an article on this very issue, and so I used her quotes to double check that what I believed I said was actually what I said, and it really does not, it's not reflected in the minutes. So I know this is kind of an unusual request, but since apparently the Holly Express has a viable tape and we do not, I wonder if it would be possible to rewrite the minutes if Ms. Maker would be so kind as to allow us to use that tape, because clearly ours is not.
I do have it's a digital my recorder crapped out on me tonight, but I do have a tape of that meeting, and it was very clear. And in fact, for that whole land division thing, I have the whole transcript of exactly who said what, if you wanted that. It's up to you guys, but.
I don't know how we do this, if we actually have the minutes revised, or if perhaps we could take that transcript and as it as an amendment to the minutes and approve them as a whole. I just think that there are items that we shouldn't accept as part of the record, as they're reported here.
No, we don't do them verbatim, so they're a general, overall.
Well, here's a real quick example, and I don't want to rehash the issue, but I'm characterized as saying So she expressed that she is not comfortable making a decision that is another mistake in her opinion, or a decision that would cost the township $60,000 in legal fees. What I said was that I referred to the fact that we've already spent $60,000 in legal fees, and I did not characterize the decision as being a mistake. What I discussed was, are we avoiding the potential of making another mistake? So if someone were to read this, they would assume that I thought that by making a certain decision, it would cost the township $60,000, and that's not at all what I said.
I didn't read it that way,
So-
but if you want those, if you want to say those areas, then she can redo those certain areas. You just want the 17, 18, and 19.
Well, 27, 28, 29, 30, and 31, that's just one page. And I know Jackie was working under a couple of handicaps there. Under Economic Development Task Force, that's number 5, line 40. I don't think tutorial sessions were mentioned at all in the discussion. So that must be a misquote of some sort. And then going up to reports, it says that I thanked Bill for nominating me for the NACFA chair this year, that should be Dale. So there's just a number of things that obviously I don't think that tape is really usable. There's just too many errors.
Like I said, if you just want if you want the tape, you can have it, but I mean, if you want to save yourself 12 hours of transcript, I've got 12 pages of what you said about that issue, so.
Okay, so why don't we just postpone and then
Postpone, yeah.
I'll give you all that stuff tomorrow then, absolutely.
Postpone, and then we'll have the revised minutes for next month.
Sure.
the same as we did the November ones.
Thank you.
I like verbatim, and you can never go wrong. You always go back, you know what was said exactly.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to postpone the issue of December minutes to the February meeting.
So moved.
Support.
Motion made by trustee Russell, supported by clerk Winchester to postpone the December minutes to the February meeting. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carried. Last item under new business is recording equipment. Since I'm new on board here, is this going to continue the problem with recording equipment, or is this a couple months, or?
It goes in and out.
Occasionally it does, yeah.
It's harder to hear the public than the board. The board has mics right in front of them. It's not usually a problem with the board. From the public, it's very warbled, especially if the system's going,
Yeah.
or if anything's going on out here, or a train goes by.
Yeah.
And actually, I do have a bid on a little age for a system similar to the villages. You know, maybe that's what we want to do, is go out for bids.
Well,
We
yeah,
got one,
but-
I asked several companies, but we can go ahead and do that and bring it back to the board.
That was about 9 months ago, wasn't it? You got that from the board?
I don't remember. I know
Well,
we did put
everything,
the
I know
walls
you
up
checked
here
into
to
it,
help the
yeah.
sound. You know, and then we did the heating system, but we still have to complete the sound system.
I would be willing to do a little research and see what other municipalities do, because Ms. Golden brings up a good point about webcam, because it's so inexpensive that we could easily have that as a backup, so that if there was any doubt about what is on the tape, we could use that to go back and actually see who said what, and, you know, we'd have a second reference. And that's an inexpensive way to do it. It's something that we wouldn't have to archive.
A
So,
lot of courts have gone to that last.
Video?
So, I mean, you don't even get a transcript, they just give you the CD.
I
Yeah,
don't
you
know,
know,
Gene.
as long as it's, you know, Township easy, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd be willing to call around and see what others are doing, and maybe we can get some good recommendations of people to call for bids.
Across the street, you get the CD, I pay for it, about $5.35. Every meeting, you get a CD, plus the tape. And that CD is for me. You might want to get with Kathy, she's good at that.
making MP3 available.
Question, Tom? If we're going to upgrade all this audio equipment, I, as a planning commissioner for 12 years, would also like to see an upgrade in our visual equipment for presentations and such. People can have screens, computer, visual projectors and things like that. We're going to do it. Do it.
A good place to start for that research is with not doing a great job with their presentations and their meetings, so.
I should have a tech savvy, so I appreciate your help and offering out for that check. Davis, any other comment or question?
Yes, as long as you're discussing upgrades, I've always hated this arrangement. I wish that maybe you could consider that also. I know you said it's costly because of the outlets, so on and so forth, but I'd like you to look into that as well. I think it would be very nice to have people come in and sit out there and you people back here. We could face you this way instead of, you know.
It's not a perfect building for board, that's for sure.
Measure and see.
Something we can look into. Okay, well, I'd recommend we postpone this because we have to investigate some of our options until the February meeting.
Move to postpone.
Or
Motion made by Clerk Winchester to postpone the recording equipment issue to the February meeting, supported by Trustee Cornwell. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carried. Public comment. Mr. Lewis.
Larry Lilly, 110 Clarence Street. I think we all learned something, so I hope we follow up on it. We're all family, we all work together. You got trouble with your family, your wife, or kids or something, get it straightened out. We don't point fingers, we don't accomplish something here. Like I said, we got the foundation. We're at the 21st century. And it's 2012, the foundation was built. 2013, we're going to build on it. And you got the young ones, I'm for young kids. You got good education out of school. They've been in Holly quite a while, they understand everything. We're all working it together, please. And also, we're working to save their homes. 20 acres to make sure they get it, whatever it takes. If the money has to come from the 12,000 residents, they'll gladly pay. If you got the money in an account, any account, use it to say that you start immediately. No more talk about it. You start immediately, because right now, as far as I'm concerned, it's out of hand. You don't point fingers. You don't accuse anybody of anything. I've been to all those meetings. I know the good and the bad. And you can't get any better than it is now. You have the people that can handle it, and they're getting together. The 12 of them. Just like I mentioned it before, you got the 12 apostles there. They will serve us. We support them, but we have to serve the 12,000 residents. Village is not better than the township. Township's a little better than the village. The only thing is, the township, they have 36 acres. The village doesn't. They don't have 2.5. So remember that. So we work together. They're doing a fantastic job. George, Jason, all of them. Keep it up, but we have to support it. And tonight, it blew up. But it shouldn't go any other place. Same thing with the reporters. Put down the good things. That we're family, we're going to work together, we're going to save the 20 acres. That's what it's all about. And we can do it working together. No problem. And you know that. You've got the background knowledge and experience being an attorney. Took a lot of years to get that way. And you can do a fantastic job because you had that background. You can make decisions and you know immediately if it's good or bad. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Mr. Smith?
Tim Smith, 1031 South Valley Road. I would like to add to my statement that I made earlier, where I brought up the open meetings act violation. Karen Winchester did indeed put me in the